Hi y'all, I'm Allison. Today marks the beginning of the Start and Stop Buddy Reads, and I am beyond excited to be reading with y'all. So we're putting our own little twist on the buddy read concept, because not only did I ask y'all to recommend the books, but I asked you to pick 4 random pages. And that's where we're going to stop reading and all come together to discuss what has happened up to that point. We're going to be dishing the dirt, spilling the tea, just gushing or booing everything that's going on in this book, and I cannot wait. And based on the comments, y'all are just as enthused about this as I am. Yay. Here's hoping it all works out like planned. So as you should know by now, we are reading The Devil in the Dark Water by Stuart Turton. This book was a pick of another fellow booktuber, and you know what? I'm going to let her tell you about it.
Hey everyone, my name's Kim and I'm from the channel Expedition 3 Pages. Allison very kindly asked me to make a little recording just to chat to you guys because my book was chosen for the very first buddy read. I hope that we like it because I feel a lot of pressure on this. But I suppose if we don't like it, that always makes good chat. So the reason that I chose this one is because I have also, like Alison, read The 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. I think it's called The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle in the US. But yeah, I really did enjoy that story. I did read it quite a while ago, but from my memory, I just remembered it just being so twisty and turny, and there was just a lot of moments that I would have liked to have chatted about it. So that was why I decided to go with another Stuart Turton, because I thought it would be fun to discuss with other people. So yeah, let's hope it's true. Thanks again to Alison for setting up the buddy read, because I think it's going to be really fun, and also for picking my book, and also for asking me to do this little video. And yeah, okay, I will chat to you guys down in the comments.
Kim is just too adorable for words. I love her little accent. And I just have to take a second to say, how awesome is it that I'm running like this book club thing in Texas for a book that was picked in England, and we're all coordinating to read it together. And I know one of y'all, Paigey girl, I think I got that. She's in Australia and going to be reading it the same day. It's just the internet. Sometimes it just blows my mind. Anyway, back on topic. You are right. It is 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle in the US. And this was full of all sorts of twists and turns. Like she said, would be spectacular to have somebody go with. So I'm right there with her. My expectations are high for this, although I'm trying to temper them down because I don't think it's going to follow the same format. In fact, I'll be really shocked if it does as Evelyn Hardcastle. But I can't wait to see what he has in store for us. Now, I'm going to do something that you normally don't see in a video, and I am going to tell you, if you have not read up to 14% in the book, here is the breakdowns of the pages. If you haven't reached your page yet, do not watch any further. Yep, I said it. I'm going to send you away and tell you to go grab the book and read up to 14%. If you need help configuring it, let me know. You will be looking for our magical paragraph, because when you come across that, we will be discussing everything prior to that point. And this video is going to be chocked full of spoilers, and I do not want to ruin this for anybody. So if you haven't read up to this point, leave the video. It just hurts me to say. And come back after you read. So now, if you're just curious about the book and you just want to listen to the discussion, or you read it a long time ago, you have been warned. Another thing, since we are spoiling everything, I'm going to ask, please be careful with your comments. Don't, if you have read ahead, don't ruin it for the people who come behind to read it, because I don't want anything to be given away in the comments that's going to spoil further into the video. We will get through. We will get to the big whatever eventually, because this will be a series. So refrain. I know, yeah, it's going to be tough, but I will be watching the comments, and I don't know if they let us hide them, but I am going to monitor. So please be very careful of that, because I would hate to have to hide a comment or remove it because it spoils the end or something. I don't think anybody would do that, but just in case you're getting a little too excited about it and you just, yeah. Anyway, oh, and feel free to disagree. I'm expecting to really enjoy this book. I don't know. I haven't picked it up yet. But your opinion and my opinion may not agree. And that is fine. Because who knows? I may end up going, not for me. No matter what, I will read this book to the very end. And it's going to make for a good discussion. Like Kim said, either way, differing opinions makes for a really good chat. So it's going to be a win. And Kim, I understand your nervousness and your pressure. I'm in the same boat with you, but I think you picked a great book and there is no pressure on you whatsoever. So anyway, I have reading to do because it is Friday the 13th. It's already like 3 o'clock and I promised y'all this would be up on Saturday the 14th because then we got to dive into the next portion of the book. All right. What I'm going to do, I am just going to set up my camera and sit down and read. I will be filming all of that. So if I have a, oh my God moment right in the middle of reading the page, I will directly address it at that point. Otherwise, I'm going to come back and tell y'all what I think and we'll see what happens with this. I'm really nervous. So, there's uncharted water here. I hope I'm not, we'll see if I can pull this off. Okay. I am going to go find a spot to read. I'm assuming it'll take me about an hour, hour and a half. I do read slower at the beginning of a new book, and Stuart Turton, you really, based on Evelyn, you got to take your time with it. So, let's go find somewhere cozy, and I will get to reading, finally. Also, on a side note, other than like 2 hours of audiobook, I have not read anything this month. Been so busy. So, this is going to be food for my soul. I need some words. All right, I'll be back in just a moment. Okay. All right, so Lily and I are in position. We're going to start reading. I see one of the cats behind there. So I've got my book and I grabbed an extra bookmark. Got one in case I have to stop reading. And this one will be at my magical paragraph. So here's what I have to read. I also, thinking ahead, grabbed a little notepad so I can make notes if I need to, so I can discuss it with y'all. All right, we're going to start reading and see how this book is. Not letting me read. Oh, I have to say the dedication is just it's just too sweet. I love that. Okay, what a lucky little girl. Ooh, we're starting with an illustration. Okay, Kim, we may be right. This one, I'm betting it's going to be pretty involved and intricate, and I am here for it. Okay, just based on the map illustration at the beginning and how thought out that is, I'm assuming this one might be more involved than I thought, so I'm excited. Okay, finally. Okay, I have to go to the computer. My geography is terrible. I skipped it to take honors world history instead back in the day. So I'm going to go find out where Batavia is, which is going to upset Lily. Okay, so I looked it up because I always have to do that at the beginning of a historical fiction, and it is a 14-hour flight from Batavia, which is modern-day Jakarta, which is the capital of Indonesia, up to Amsterdam. So it was 6,000 something nautical miles, and holy crap, that's a long way to go. Man, no wonder it took him 8 months. Oh, Crowles is the captain. He's from our magical paragraph. Okay, I do like how he gives us a list of characters. That should come in very handy. One of the cats is chasing a ball down the hall. Okay, this one starts out strong. Dang. I like that. What a great opening line. Errant Hayes howled in pain as a rock slammed into his massive back. Okay, does anybody else start a book like this? My mind wanders. For one, I'm thinking about the video. And I constantly have to go back and restart because I'm not digesting anything. Oh, okay, we're in for a treat. Kim, this is going to be incredible. And everybody else. So I just finished the first chapter and we definitely hit the ground running. Oh, that scene with the leper, how creepy would that have been? He did such an awesome job painting the scene. I could picture exactly the procession through their town and everything. So, holy crap. Okay. I didn't see that coming so quickly. I thought we were just going to, get on board the ship and then things would happen there. But it's from the get-go. I should have known. I love this author. Although I'm like I said, I'm always a loss at the beginning. Oh, okay, so Errant Hayes is a dignitary. That was where I was lost. And we don't yet know why Sammy was imprisoned. Oh, he's the only prisoner. Okay. That was one thing I jumped to where I thought, I don't know why I jumped to like Australia. And maybe that's why, because I was thinking of Paige over in Australia. I was thinking prisoner, boat, and, I thought it was a whole bunch of prisoners being transported up to Netherlands too. And I was wondering why they were doing that with the governor on board. Oh, okay. That makes more sense. They are taking one prisoner with them. All right. I am loving this. It's going to be so hard to stop on page 68. But that's kind of the point, right? I love that line. And I'm going to have to remember that. I don't, and there's further cause for concern. Of course there is. Why would concern want to travel alone? Amen. Everything always comes like in threes or something. Okay, I did not expect that from his wife, from the captain's wife, Sarah. She took me by surprise with her compassion, and because I figured she was going to be, based on her husband's actions as they were making the procession to the boat, I expected her to be a spoiled, arrogant brat. And I'm really liking our character, especially the fact that she brought her daughter out to teach her compassion as well. I'm curious to see how her husband's going to respond to that, though. I have a feeling she's going to get some harsh words in close quarters later. But, yeah. I'm really enjoying this. We got Finley. Their dinner time is coming up, so no, they're going to get a little restless, probably. Apparently, she's got some spunk, too. Talking about how she doesn't like her husband's horse. That was a good one. I really like Sarah. I would assume she's not going to be that meek, obedient wife, although during the times, I'm sure she's going to be forced to hold her tongue a lot more than she would like, at least in public. Yeah, I don't think I've ever mentioned it, but Finley doesn't meow, he squeaks. So he's a cat that sounds like a mouse but acts like a dog because he loves Lily, who, by the way, is on the other couch. Okay, I really, really, really hope her husband gets the comeuppance he deserves after the way he treats her. But like I said, it's not surprising. He's a man of power and sees her as another one of his possessions. Finley. No. No. Finley, no. You're going to swallow it and choke. Silly kitty. What are you doing now? Trying to get inside the couch. Of course, I've, jumped completely to the supernatural. So I'm thinking, okay, the leper is able to speak, even though his tongue has been cut out, and he got up there, even though the limp. And, it gets all the way to page 25, and it didn't even occur to me that they think that there's a second person who was talking for the leper. Yeah, that all he did was give them something to stare at while another voice issued the threat. I never thought for 2 seconds that there was two people involved and that somebody else helped him get up there. So, okay, now I see why they're saying that the ship is, been tampered with and everything. Like I said, I immediately went to the supernatural. Which way did y'all go? Did you suspect there was something else going on because, our title, or did you think of the more practical route like the people who were getting on the ship? Because that would be where you would naturally assume, you wouldn't immediately jump to that there's something else out there. Anyway, that just struck me as funny. Ooh, she's gonna be in a cursed cabin. Okay, I had to take a little break to feed everybody. So all of the animals are happy. Lily, come here, girl. Lily was laying on the floor. Let her get more comfy. Yeah, good girl. Okay. So Sammy definitely has a reputation because, Sarah's friend doesn't want to leave. But when she found out that Samuel Pepys was saying that you should, she definitely reacted to that. Although it may not be because she's worried about the threat to the ship. It seems that she's more interested in him, maybe potentially romantically, because I guess he has a reputation for being handsome. Whoa! It's his mistress and she's friends with him. So Creasy, I have no idea how to pronounce her name. Creasy? That's what I'm going to call her until I can look it up, but I did not expect her to be the brutish general's mistress. Although, I guess it's not that surprising that Sarah would befriend her if she can't stand her husband anyway. She's probably a little bit grateful to the mistress to not have to deal with her husband as much as she would have if there was no mistress. So maybe that alleviates her from having to have carnal relations with her husband. Okay, that one, it did. It took me by surprise. I like how she's I like how she's going about getting her answers from the carpenter. That is one thing that women have learned through the ages, that even though society may have put restrictions on you, you learned how to work them. So I like how she's like, I'm nobility. And so she just demands that a carpenter be brought to her. She might as well use what she can. That's right. I forgot I haven't read the full back. So I probably should have reminded myself that Pepys is the world's greatest detective. So, and Hayes is obviously going to be Watson, because he is writing up Pepys' reports and investigations, and as a result, they've become famous. So, yeah, we've got the Sherlock Holmes type detective duo with the supernatural horror, occult suspicion, and paranormal mystery. I forgot about that aspect of it. Okay. I get it now, because I was trying to figure out what was going on with Pepys. Why he had the notoriety. So I don't know what Kurz is up to with his book. He's obviously doing some kind of a ritual. Is he trying to summon something up? So it's interesting how they split everybody on the ship, with the crew given the front half of the ship, and then the senior officers and the passengers are given the back half, and they're not all allowed to cross between the two parts. So with the crew being unchecked, I foresee trouble brewing there down the road. Okay, so we have the boatswain who's going to keep the crew in check, I guess. Oh my God, poor Sammy, that room they're putting him in. I'm claustrophobic. I can't even imagine. And the thought of being stuck in that little bitty space for 8 months, I would have lost my mind. I would have gone ballistic. My bookmark. I better put it back, otherwise I can tell I'm going to want to keep... I want to know that he's going to be okay and that they're not going to leave him there. This is the first moment of anxiety that I'm having. Wow, so the boatswain Wick is gonna be wicked. He cut out the poor man's tongue. Dang. That's harsh. And nobody would rat him out. They are in for 8 months with these people. So did he really have leprosy, or was it something else? So there's something with the symbol on the sail. I'm intrigued. I wonder what they have in connection with the emblem, especially orange. He's got exactly the same shape as a scar on his wrist. What the hell? I wonder, he must have been branded. Oh, I was thinking it was a flag. It's just on the sail itself. Wonder if it marks the ship as doomed. That's my guess. So Arendt, with his time in the forest and he couldn't remember, and then his dad disappeared completely. Oh. The plot thickens. Oh, my tripwire, be careful.
You got that on camera too.
Oh, bitch went.
Abruptly slide to the stop.
Oh, bitch went down.
Yeah. I slid.
Okay, that was my daughter going by, and apparently my tripwire almost got her. My little pumpkin right here is plugged in right between the movies over there, and the cord is just long enough so it's, yeah, about outlet high from the floor, just stretched right across it, and she almost didn't see it in time. I reached it. Crowds glanced up from the ledger as they entered, then immediately ... Oh, I am really enjoying this so far. I think it's going to be really layered and intricate, and I wonder if there's going to be some significance to the captain's new, fresh clothing, expensive clothing, because it has been pointed out quite a bit. So I wonder if there's going to be something to that, or if I am reading into things that aren't really there at all. I think we're going to be in for a wild ride with this. I really do. Especially now that I've gotten, made the connection between Holmes and Watson. Now I know Arendt and Pips. They seem, what is it I want to, what do they seem? They seem, I understand their situation better. There we go. So people are suspicious of Pips because he was able to solve so many investigations through his observations and deductions, obviously. But back in the 1600s, they took up for DoubleTree that he must have had some supernatural powers to be able to deduce that much. So the public is wary of him, but fascinated at the same time, which I think is going to make for a really good character. I do like Sherlock Holmes. So I'm hoping he won't be left down in that cab. That's right, we don't know if he's going to be stuck in that small space. At least, I'm going to picture that he's standing outside the door, waiting to discover if he's going to be moved to different quarters or not. So I just didn't allow him to go through that door and have it shut, because yeah, that's just, I couldn't even imagine. Like I said, I would have flipped out. So at least I didn't have to read a description of him encountering that space and then leave him there. Because, no, that's just mean. I like to leave my books. I don't like when I leave them in a bad spot. Because in my mind, it's like they're just kind of stuck there. So I prefer to put my bookmark in during a lull in the conflict or in a happy situation. So this one, we're at a lull. And I think it actually turned out to be a pretty good stopping point. Got a lay of the land. I like how everything was kind of slowly introduced to where you get a full grasp of their environment and the personalities that are going to come out. So I think we definitely have a vast array of different temperaments, and yeah, it's different temperaments and personalities. So that wife is obviously going to be integral. She's going to be a main character, Sarah. And I would assume she is going to step into Pip's shoes and help with the investigation, because Pip said that Arndt's going to have to find somebody who can gather this information. And she's definitely observant, and she's in a position where she can get answers. I like how she questioned the carpenter, just kind of gave him a task to do and started making small talk and then got to it. So I like her approach to things. She seems quite clever. I was surprised that she was friends with the mistress, although, like I said, I guess that wouldn't be too unreasonable, if they probably feel like comrade in arms, that it's like, okay, it's us against him, and that lessens the time that each has to spend with him. Plus, with the nobility and arranged marriages or marriages of convenience of business, it would definitely be completely different with your husband having a mistress. You probably would be relieved than if it was like a love match or, something like that. But she obviously didn't know him at all. And then she found herself being whisked off and married to him. Just chosen 1 out of 4. I can't imagine, women, we've come so far. And I do like that. I hope they aren't going to vilify all men in this. I don't like that trend in publishing right now. To bring up one gender, you don't have to tear down the other. And so I do like how Arndt and Pips, it seems like they're going to be really good, relatable characters. And then we're also going to have some villains that we can hiss at. So I am really enjoying it. I'm going to, I think, go and have some dinner, let things mull over a little bit, and then I will come back and we will reveal our magical paragraph, our next stop for the next video. But I want to give it a little bit of time, see if anything new pops to mind that I want to mention to y'all. And I cannot wait to hear what your take is on it so far. I'm liking the slower setup. So I'm curious to see if y'all are going to agree with me on that. But it was nice that we didn't hit the ground too hard and too fast, because I have a feeling it's going to get pretty intricate. Okay, I will be back after I eat, because I'm hoping my camera didn't pick up my tummy growling, because I am really hungry. And before I go, Lily left me and went to her own couch. And I think she doesn't like the light. As it gets darker in here, this light gets really bright in your eyes. So, all right, I'm gonna go, I think have some queso. That sounds really good. And I will be back with y'all in just a bit. in case you were curious, I didn't need this after all because I just kept the camera running and started talking whenever anything of interest popped into my head. So, I don't know. I'll probably use this next time. I also haven't eaten yet. So I find I couldn't relax until, I'm too focused on getting the video done as opposed to thinking about this story because, this needs to go up in the morning and it's down like about 6:30 and I'm a slow editor. So I'm more concerned about time than I am with digesting it. And really, since it was just the setup today, I don't feel like there's a lot more to digest. Although, one thing I didn't address was the general's folly, which folly is usually an error. It's a mistake. You goofed. So I'm curious as to what he is transporting. And I would assume, that's what's going to be the cause of all the mayhem that is going to happen. And I bet it ties back to that symbol. It's all going to wrap up. And I keep flashing on Indiana Jones, with the ark and, how the container starts melting when it's on the ship coming back. So, I've kind of got that kind of a scenario. In my head as far as expectations. So I'll be curious to see if that's going to be what transpires or if something completely out of left field that I haven't even considered yet is what we're facing. So there is no telling. So what do y'all think about what's in the box? It was a box, wasn't it? A big crate. I know they put it down with the ammunition and stuff. So I wonder if that's going to be another bad decision. So, but I am really enjoying it. So Kim, rest easy. You picked a good one, which I think everybody was expecting that to be the case. But again, it's different from Evelyn Hardcastle, which is what I was expecting. And I'm kind of relieved that it is because Evelyn was so masterfully done and just so different and unique that I didn't have, I was trepidatious on whether he could repeat that or not. So I'm glad he didn't try to and that Evelyn stays unique. But I am really enjoying it. And we need our next stopping point because now that you've watched the video and hopefully shared your theories down below. By the way, what do you think? What's your take on the characters? Did you agree with me or did you get different vibes from them? Or might be a little bit early, but I have a sinking suspicion Sarah will be a favorite for me as well as Arendt and Pip once he gets into it. I'm curious to see how big of a role he's going to actually have. If he's going to be locked up in the prison in the cell and he's even telling Arendt to find somebody else to run the investigation with him. So I am curious about that aspect. And I'm really hoping to see the general get his comeuppance at some point. I'm sure he will. I'm sure he's going to meet a nefarious end. I love seeing bad characters get what's due. Yeah, and I think Erica was the one who was excited at the thought of pirates. Maybe we will have some pirates. They were referenced a couple of times here and there, so that would be another layer added to this. So I am really enjoying it. So y'all have to let me know if you agree or not. What's your opinion on it? So like I said, this is going to be fun. Our next stop is, I think it was 38%. My desk is a mess. Thankfully, most of the mess is off camera. Done them. I have other ideas. Just scraps of paper everywhere. 38%. So I am going to put the page numbers. This is where you will start looking for our new magical paragraph. And we also added another edition for a paperback. So if you have a paperback that ends on 548, we've got a new set of numbers for those. So like I said, here they are. We're going to go another 120 pages. So a little bit, almost double the time for this one. And our paragraph we're going to be looking for is, oh, I like this. This is a good teaser. So here's the text you will be looking for. That's what husbands did, replied the next. And then we will go from there. So I wonder which husband and who did what. That's what husbands did, replied the next. What you can do is write down the magical paragraph and use 2 bookmarks like I am. And then you can tuck your slip of paper in here, telling you where to stop. Then you know on that page, oh yeah, I got to watch for this. And you will have until Monday the 16th at noon, again, provided that all goes well, to get that reading done. My cousin is coming into town from Arizona. I think she probably got here today. So I'm meeting my uncle, and we're all going out to early lunch tomorrow at Joe T. Garcia's, which is like a institution here in Fort Worth. They opened like in the 70s. People literally line up around the block and wait for like 2 hours, but we always get there early, and my family's been going there so much that my uncle, we get in early. My parents discovered the place first. And their outdoor patio area and their margaritas, you go for the tradition and the ambiance. And they just now started having a menu. They would just bring you food, tons of food. Mexican, really great. All right, anyway, sorry about that. What I was getting at is we're meeting for lunch, when they open. So I won't be commenting right when this goes up at noon, but I'll be home early afternoon. And as soon as I get home and settle in, then I will be responding to y'all's comments and all of that, joining in on the discussion, hopefully. So if there's a little bit of a delay, don't worry. I will be here, and I will be watching the comments tomorrow. So this weekend, if you get your reading done faster than Monday, you find a little bit of free time on your hands, go over and check out Expedition Through Pages channel, because I've watched a couple of her videos, and she is just too adorable and precious. I think you'll really like it. In fact, she has a TBR game that I really want to watch. I haven't had a chance to watch that one yet, because I know once I go down the TBR game rabbit hole, I won't get anything done, because I'll be like, oh, I need to catch up on everybody's. So hers it's a board game, Tale of Two Trails, I think. Don't quote me just yet. Tales from Two Trails. Yay me, I remembered. So I intend to watch that as soon as I can, because I'm intrigued by the board. I love that. I love games, obviously. So y'all check out Kim. Tell her hi, and thank you for picking such a great book for all of us to share together. So here's how far we got, and here's what we will be doing for Monday. All right. I hope to see you back on Monday. I will be reading the book, editing, and I did film my Sims TBR. Well, I started it. So that is in the works. That might come up in the middle of while we're doing this. We will see. All right. Y'all have a great weekend. I will see you on Monday, hopefully, and I hope you're enjoying the book. And if you're not digging it, spill the dirt. I want to know what you didn't like, what didn't resonate with you, because then we can get even more engaging discussions with that too. All right. I'm going to go make that queso because I am hungry. Y'all have a good one.